Hey, crochet business friends, welcome. It is time for Crochet Business Chat. I am getting things situated over here. So, today we're going to be talking about something that might sting a little bit, but maybe in a helpful way. We are talking about when your crochet patterns or products just aren't selling the way you had hoped. Recognizing that it's probably not that you aren't talented. It's probably because, hang on, I'm having trouble. Hang on just a second. Welcome, you guys. Let me go back to I'm having to read off of a script because of issues with my health. And it makes it really tough. So, welcome to my world. We're going to get into this, but forgive me for having to read off of a script. I do have some title pages set up, so I'm just going to be honest here. All right, let's start over. My script is like this big, and I want it to be this big because I read fast. So, I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. Maybe if let me play for a second. Whoa, that's really big. Why doesn't it take up less of my screen? All right, let's start again. Today we're going to talk about something that, like I said, might sting a little bit, but in a helpful way. If your crochet products or patterns aren't selling the way you hope, it's probably not because you're not talented. It's probably not because there's something wrong with you. It's probably because there's some sort of mismatch between your offer and the marketplace, meaning your audience either doesn't want it, ouch, doesn't understand the value of it, or doesn't know why they need it or need it from you. That's it. Um, so I need you to hear this. A mismatch is a strategy issue. It's not a worth issue. It's not an identity problem. It's not a talent problem. It's not a maybe I'm not cut out for this problem. It's a positioning issue, right? So here's the truth. You can create something beautiful, and if it's disconnected from what the market is actively looking for, it will just sit there. It's not because it's something bad, but because it's misaligned. And a misalignment shows up in some kind of subtle ways. You make what you love, but no one's searching for it. So there's a lot of people who set up their business model this way. I just make what I want and see if people want to buy it, right? Or you price it fairly, but no one understands why it's worth that. This is when you get that pushback of why is it priced so high? Why are you charging so much? I could get that for less at Walmart, right? So this is a messaging issue. Or you post it, but people scroll past it because they don't immediately see how it fits into their life. That's all really valuable feedback, and feedback is powerful. So I don't want you to take it as an attack on your person or attack on you. It's really information that you can use to make some changes. So today I want to walk you through how to create crochet products and patterns that actually sell. Not just get compliments, not just get likes, not just get saved on Pinterest, but actually sell consistently. They sell strategically and they sell with intention. We're going to talk about understanding your audience, using trends wisely, differentiating yourself clearly, solving real problems, and marketing your work like it has value because it does. So when you close the gap between your offer and the marketplace, everything changes. Sales feel less random, marketing feels less exhausting, and you stop questioning yourself every time something doesn't sell. So let's start where real traction begins. But first, I want to welcome you back to Crochet Business Chat Podcast. My name is Pam Grice from Crochetpreneur, and I am on a mission to help 100,000 makers build financial freedom through crochet. If that's you, I would love for you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every time we go live or share a new video. And be sure to like, comment, save, and share this video so that other people can know that we exist and they can get the help they need to build a profitable business as well. All right, let's get started on creating alignment between your offer and the marketplace. So, first thing is, now my thing won't move. Whoa, my script freaked out. First thing is, get obsessed with your audience, not your idea. So I need to scroll back and find where my thing started. It's all a mess. All right. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm almost there. Thanks for your patience. Here we are. All right, get obsessed with your audience, not your idea. So if there's a mismatch between your offer and the marketplace, the very first place to look is, are you designing from inspiration or from information? Most crochet business owners design from inspiration. We see yarn we love, we feel creative about something, we want to try something new, and creativity is great. It's part of why we do what we do. But if you want sales, you have to layer strategy on top of creativity. You don't stop being an artist, you become an observant one. So instead of starting with, what do I feel like making? You start with, what is my audience actively looking for right now? And this is not guesswork. The market leaves clues everywhere. So if you're a product seller, what do people pick up at markets? What do they touch but not buy? What price points move quickly? What colors sell quickly? What do they say out loud about your products? If you're a pattern designer, read your Etsy reviews, not just yours, but other people's as well. What frustrates buyers? What excites them? What skill level are they actually at? What do they repeatedly thank designers for? What are they commenting on? Your customer will tell you what matters to them if you pay attention. And here's something that might also surprise you. So your job is not to impress other crocheters. Your job is to serve a buyer. So often I see makers trying to impress other crocheters with their social media marketing. They're not speaking to their ideal customer, they're speaking to their peers. And that's really driving a wedge between them and their sales. So, doing that, so serving or trying to impress crocheters and serving your buyer are two completely different motivations, right? Other crocheters are impressed by complexity and, you know, your, I don't know, the way you're color matching or color selecting or your stitch complexity, but buyers are impressed by usefulness. Other crocheters notice your stitch definition. Buyers notice whether it matches their coat, right? If you're selling a scarf. Other crocheters admire technique. Buyers care about how it fits into their life. When you shift from a maker mindset to a marketer mindset, the mismatch starts to close. So that is the first one. Getting obsessed with what your audience wants and needs and connecting with them rather than being so obsessed with your own idea and what I want. We're focusing on what the audience wants. Now, when you build an audience that is so aligned with you that they want the same thing, then you're golden, right? But that isn't always how it works. Okay, so step number 2 is to use trends, but make them your own. Once you understand your audience, trends become tools instead of temptations. So let's be honest, trends scare some people. They think if I follow trends, I'm not being original or I don't want to copy anyone. But trends are simply signals. They tell you where attention already is. If oversized scarves are trending, the market is saying, we want cozy, right? We want a statement piece. We want comfort. You don't copy an exact scarf. You interpret the signal and you ask, how does this fit my brand? How does this serve my audience? How can I add something uniquely mine? Maybe you make it a lighter weight for milder climates. Maybe you add a hidden pocket. Maybe you design it to work in under 2 hours. Target a very specific demographic. Instead of a chunky beanie, you create a chunky beanie designed for glasses wearers, right? Instead of fingerless gloves, you design text-friendly gloves that keep your wrists warm but fingers free, right? There's differentiate, sorry, that's differentiation layered into relevance. So trends are starting points. You bring the perspective. All right. And when you combine relevance and specificity, your offer starts standing out in a crowded marketplace. Okay, so step number 2 was use trends, but make them your own. Don't make it so that everyone's like, oh, she's recreating the pocket scarf, or oh, she's, copying the Mabel chicken. Like you're using the idea and the desire of your audience to create something brand new. All right. Next is, like I said, differentiate. We're differentiating intentionally. This is where a lot of crochet businesses struggle. They make nice things, but nothing clearly positions those things. If someone lands on your shop or your feed and can't immediately tell who this is for, what makes it different, and why it matters, then they'll move on. Not because it's bad, but because it's unclear. Differentiation is clarity. Ask yourself, who is my product or my pattern specifically for? Not it's for women, or not it's for moms, not it's for crocheters specifically. Is it for busy teachers? Is it for minimalist millennials? Is it for craft fair shoppers under $40? Is it for beginner makers who feel intimidated? Is it for moms who need a quick gift? The more specific you get, the easier it is for someone to say, oh, that's for me. And then you ask, why would someone buy this from me instead of from Amazon? Or why would they buy it from me instead of from Walmart? Or why would they buy it from me instead of the 500 other Etsy listings for a similar product? Is it faster to make? Is it more beginner friendly? Is it designed for profit? Is it styled in a more modern way? Is it size inclusive? Is it gift ready? For pattern designers especially, sometimes your differentiation isn't the object, it's the experience. Is your pattern clearer? Is your photography better? Do you include video? Do you teach in a calm, step-by-step way? Remember that you are part of the product. And when you articulate that clearly, you reduce confusion, which reduces friction, which increases sales. Okay, so number 3, differentiate intentionally. If you don't know you and you don't understand your voice, either as a designer or as a product seller, it's really hard for you to recognize why you stand out in the marketplace, and then it makes it impossible for you to communicate that to the audience. So figuring out how you stand out, what makes you different, and being able to communicate that to the audience will really help you in the long run get people to purchase from you. All right. Next, number 4 is solve a real problem. Now, a lot of people say, I just make crochet stuffies. I don't solve a problem. Let's get into it here. So we want to bring this idea home. Products and patterns sell well when they solve something. If there's a mismatch, it's often because the offer doesn't clearly solve a problem. If you can't name what problem your product solves, the customer surely won't see why they need it. Okay. When the, when something doesn't solve a problem, it becomes optional. Optional items don't move consistently. Optional items are sort of subject to the economy, subject to the climate, subject to what's going on in the world. So you want your products to sell no matter what is going on, right? So let's think about this practically. A bulky hat that works up in 90 minutes. That solves, I need a last minute gift, right? A beginner friendly pattern with video tutorials. That solves, I'm scared I won't understand it and I don't know how to read patterns. A market tote that folds flat into your purse. It solves, I need something practical. A home decor basket size for standard shelves. It solves, my house feels cluttered, right? Patterns sell especially well when they solve, I need something quick, I need something profitable, I need something beginner proof, I need something that feels modern. If your listings can't clearly answer what problem does this solve, then that's your homework this week. Because when you design from a problem solving, marketing becomes simpler. You're not convincing, you're connecting, you're not pushing, you're showing. All right. And that feels very different both for you and the buyer. And it's the same story, for your product buyers, right? You might be solving the problem. I don't know what gift to get for this baby shower. Or you could be solving, I'm feeling really alone and I want something cozy to make me feel snuggled, something like that. So figuring out why someone would buy your product is really important so that you can use that in your messaging to make your sales. Okay, and then finally, market it like it's valuable. Okay, let me find out where I am. Sorry, you guys, I'm having a day over here. Okay, let's close the loop. You can fix the mismatch, you can design strategically, you can solve real problems and still struggle if your marketing is weak. So, underpricing, apologizing, vague descriptions, flat photography, no context. Your marketing has one job, and that is to translate value. For product sellers, don't just say, this is a handmade crochet hat, right? Say something about who it's for, what season it's for, what makes it different, how it feels, why it's worth it. Show pictures of it being worn. Lifestyle photos are magical in our world. Show how it's styled, show it gifted, show it in real life. All right. For pattern designers, show multiple yarn versions, show different body types, show beginners succeeding. Explain what makes your pattern easier or better. And let's gently talk about pricing. All right. If you price like you don't believe it's worth much, the market believes you, right? You're telling the market, I believe this thing is worth X dollars. If you say the same product is worth $10 or that same product is worth $30 and you have your messaging around that pricing strategy, the market will believe you. Confidence is part of the offer. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's not hype. It's clarity. When you're clear about the value of your product, your customer can be clear too. So let's bring this all together. Sorry, I need a sip. All right. If your crochet products or patterns aren't selling the way you hope, remember that it's not about your talent or your value. It's about alignment. Alignment between what you're offering, what the market wants, what problem you solve, and how clearly you communicate that. When you close that gap, sales feel less random and marketing feels less exhausting. And you stop internalizing business feedback as personal failure. Because this isn't about you being good enough. It's about you thinking strategically, and that's a skill. It's a skill you can learn. It's a skill you can refine, and it's a skill you can improve over time. So the next time you sit down with your yarn in hand, before you ask, what do I want to make? Ask, who am I making this for? What problem does it solve? And why would they choose to buy it from me? That's how you create irresistible crochet offers. Not by accident, not by luck, but by design. All right? If this episode helped you think differently, make sure you're subscribed. And if you're ready to go deeper into building your crochet business, be sure to grab your free ticket to the Crochet Business Summit, which starts next week, March 11th, if you're watching this live. You can get the ticket at crochetbusinesssummit.com. I believe there's a link in the description. I'll check for you. And I hope to see you there. All right. Now, let's see if any of you have any offers or anything to say about what I shared today. Again, if you're watching on replay and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll be back in the coming days to answer those for you. All right. Good morning. Good afternoon. Let's see. A question, actually, as a designer, I share finished makes from my patterns on social media with permission, of course. Is there a way to also share those on a marketplace like Etsy? Okay, as a designer, I share finished makes from my patterns. Oh, I see. So other people are making the product and you're sharing those on your social media. Gosh, there used to be a way, and Etsy changed things. So Etsy used to have this way that you could share your user-generated content on Etsy. There really isn't, unless you put get permission and put those photos in your listings. Make a little graphic that says one customer made this, and you show it as a completed project. Another way that I know some people do it is they'll take their user-generated content and create a gallery on their website, and you could link to that from your Etsy shop. But other than that, there's not a lot of ways to share it on Etsy, unfortunately. Okay, sometimes the truth is uncomfortable, but this really hit home. I needed to hear this. Oh, thanks, Jenny. I'm glad. A lot of times, like, honestly, it's just that, like, hey, I wanted to make this thing, but really there's nobody out there that wants it. And that's a hard thing to think about. But it's really important to know. So, putting them in listing photos, that's a good idea. Awesome. Great. Okay. I have so much to do for the Crochet Business Summit. It starts, like I said, March 11th. It's coming up next week. So this week is all about getting everything set up behind the scenes. And I'm so thankful that I have a team to help with this so that I'm not just bombarded with tasks all week to do with this. I am going to teach a free class inside the Crochet Business Summit Facebook group tomorrow. So if you're not registered yet, register now. You can join us for that class. I believe it's about, the mistakes every new crochet business owner makes. We're going to talk about that tomorrow inside the Facebook group. I have 2 other free sessions coming up before the summit even starts. So join us, crochetbusinesssummit.com. It's free to register. Once you register, you will be brought to a page that offers you a sort of VIP experience with over $2,000 in bonuses that you can get for 50% off the regular price of $129. You can get it for $59 in right after you register for the summit. So know that you can do that and get long-term access to all of the presentations so that you don't have to sort of binge watch them in that 3-day time. So I'm really looking forward to having you all there and connecting with you at the summit. And I'm going to go continue working on getting ready for that. So I'm excited to have you. And again, thanks for being here for Crochet Business Chat. I'll be back again next week with another episode. All right, I'll see y'all soon.